We're in Edinburgh's Summerhall, where the Green Party are just setting up to launch their manifesto. We're going to be speaking to as many of the Edinburgh candidates as we can to try and ask what changes they will be making if they are voted in to Westminster this year.
Standing in Edinburgh East and Musselburgh because I want to give voters there the chance to vote for a positive vision of the future, not just settle for the next government that's only slightly better than the last. One thing that a lot of people in the constituency, especially along the coast in Portobello and Musselburgh, are really concerned about is all the sewage being dumped into the River Esk and into the sea. Greens would give regulators the power to crack down on water companies when they release the sewage into our waters. We would raise fines for them. We would make the water companies publish data on spills in real time so that people know when they shouldn't swim there. But most importantly, we'd raise enough money through our transformative tax policies to invest in upgrading our antiquated Victorian sewage system so that these spills don't happen in the first place.
We may not win this seat, but it's really important that we send the message that the people in Edinburgh South are really concerned about climate change, and we want to make this the #1 priority for the future government. Retrofit existing properties, bring properties that are derelict or vacant back into use. I think transport's a big issue where we've got like a high volume of private car use, and it's really affecting the quality of life. So it's how we manage that and help to reduce car use and better use of public transport.
We need the maximum green vote here in Edinburgh, in Edinburgh South West and everywhere, to make sure that there's the maximum pressure to take radical action on climate change. It's about a 40 or 50 page manifesto. It's a very substantive document. I helped work on it. I'm very proud of that. Huge amounts we can do. I think one of the things that I'm focusing on particularly is poverty. Edinburgh South West has some of the lowest levels of child poverty in the country, also has some of the highest levels in child poverty in the country, sometimes very close together, and there's really significant inequality. In the manifesto, we're pledging to get rid of the 2-child limit on child tax credits, get rid of the benefit cap, and really significantly reinvest in social security, and that will bring poverty levels down.
Standing because we want to be sincere with all demographics, but also young people are going to inherit, unfortunately, more of the same under the Tories or Labour or whatever, so obviously we're standing to be a bit more radical, to push things a bit more forward, and we hope that's kind of listened to over the next, how many more weeks of campaigning? 2 weeks. We'll see what happens.
It's too much Edinburgh-centric thinking, and of course Edinburgh needs, to be represented, but I feel that West Lothian is just as important and just needs just as much attention. I think the party is so great at is also social equality, universal basic income, giving everyone. We are one of the richest countries in the world, and there's this kind of huge misinformation campaign by the other parties that we don't have any money. We do have a lot of money, it's just all in the hands of the wealthy. I'm so glad that we have a manifesto that is honest and courageous and takes on those people.
The £28 billion that we would invest in a Green New Deal is a brilliant opportunity. Obviously not all of that would come to East Lothian. Planning applications for substations, for battery storage facilities, and people in Lothian East are quite, I think, troubled by some of that because it's not being planned in any kind of coherent way. So what we really need is a government that's going to look at that and say, this is how much battery storage we might need, this is how we'll balance it with other things, this is how we'll balance it with community needs and nature restoration as well, and would allow us to plan that in a much more coherent way for communities, and it would give us so many opportunities to develop green skills for our young people and for people that are looking to reskill in the green economy.